Hi, my name is Nathan Siler, and I perform with the American Three. A lot of people have been curious about what we're like and what we do as individuals when we're not performing with the American Three. So I'd be happy to show you a little bit about myself, what I do, and where I live. Originally, I'm from Edmond, Oklahoma, but I decided to move here to Brooklyn in about the year 2007. Brooklyn is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City, and what a lot of people don't realize is that Brooklyn is actually a part of Long Island, the far western end. I live in the neighborhood of Windsor Terrace, which is just south of perhaps the more familiar sounding neighborhood of Park Slope. Windsor Terrace is a small swath of land between Greenwood Cemetery and Prospect Park.
Greenwood Cemetery is gigantic. It's about almost 500 acres. A lot of famous people buried in here. Leonard Bernstein, Elliott Carter, the composer, Basquiat, the painter, Laura Keene, who was an actress on stage when Lincoln was assassinated, Henry Steinway, founder of Steinway Pianos, many, many more famous dead people. It's about a 5-minute walk to what I lovingly refer to as the Strip. Although everything you need is generally in a convenience store, and there are convenience stores almost on every block. Here we call them bodegas. The Strip of Windsor Terrace has absolutely everything. We've got 2 pizza places, 2 sushi restaurants, 2 Italian places, 2 diners, post office, bars. We have an Australian restaurant that specializes in savory meat pies, and even a Bedouin restaurant. How exotic is that? Anyway, also one of the bars at the end of the Strip is called Farrell's, which they filmed part of the movie As Good as It Gets inside. The neighborhood is full of brownstones, and other people call them row houses, and I live in one. This is where it starts to get real slopey. And down there, at the very end of the street, that's where it disappears into the ocean, and you can see the Statue of Liberty when the day is clear. That's my neighborhood. Now I'll tell you a little bit about what I do and take you through a typical day. So even when I'm not performing with the American Three, I still carry on as a full-time musician. And in order to make ends meet here in New York, I have to do a variety of things. Of course, my training in college at Oklahoma City University was in composition, but I also had to have a minor instrument and a major instrument, which for my major instrument I studied voice. During the day, usually I'm arranging or doing some demos and recording things at my computer at my desk. But sometimes I have rehearsals. I do a lot of singing, freelance choral singing. So I've been fortunate enough to sing at Carnegie Hall a couple of times with the American Symphony Orchestra. And like other singers too in New York, one of the common jobs is singing in a church choir or a synagogue, which you can make a pretty decent living. I mean, you can't make all of the financial obligations you need to from just a church job, but it does take a big chunk out of your living expenses. And of course, I have a church job up in the Upper East Side, and I will show you that. I also play guitar and bass and other instruments for music theater, cabaret shows, and things like that.
This is how every morning begins. I drink my coffee and sit with this guy. This is Claude. And we just do this until I'm finished with my coffee and I feel like I'm awake enough.
Today I've got to pack up my bass, my electric guitar, and my acoustic guitar and go to a rehearsal for an annual show I play for called Broadway Barcada. It happens every year around Valentine's Day, and it features Filipino Americans in the music theater and performing arts scene here in New York, and they sing love songs of yesteryear and of the present day. It's really fun. They're excellent people, and I look forward to seeing them every year. This is a prime example of living in New York City and being a musician and not having a car. While public transportation is wonderful, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be quite a deal. I have
my amplifier, my electric guitar, and then on top of that I'm going to strap my bass, and then I'm going to strap my acoustic guitar over that. Made it. I can't believe it. Fortunately, rush hour going from Brooklyn to Manhattan is not as bad. Not as bad as Manhattan to Brooklyn. So. I'm here in the subway at Columbus Circle. There's a guy singing in Spanish, entertaining. Very romantic. Here's the rehearsal space. It's in Times Square. It's almost like 46th and almost 7th. Got all my stuff here. The view's all right. There's the TGI Fridays. That's really what you want. Anyway, gotta get unloaded. We're midway through the rehearsal. They gave me some food. This is what this guitar is really good for. 4 white guys here. Everybody else is Filipino. They're great folks, and they bought me Chinese food, so I'm really happy about that. Amen. It's early Sunday morning, about 7:30 a.m. The rehearsal went really well last night. The performance tonight's going to be at 7 p.m. at the Drum, which is in the East Village. Before that, though, I've got to do the Sunday morning services on the Upper East Side at All Souls Church, located at 80th and Lexington, so gotta get started, Claude. It takes about an hour for me to get to the church, and what a coincidence. It turns out we're performing the Pergolesi Magnificat for the anthem, which is the first classical choral piece I ever sang at Edmond Memorial High School. Go Bulldogs! Well, it's actually during the sermon. I go to get breakfast during this time. I usually listen to the sermon the second time around. Most of the choir are professionals, with a few really good volunteers thrown in. So it's a wonderful choir. And I go to this place right here with the blue awning. It's called Wrap and Run. For some reason their bacon is just incredible. I'm here with soprano Mary Hubble. She is here at the Wrap and Run. What are you gonna order today?
Well,
She's looking at the menu.
Well, I definitely need some hot tea.
Hot tea,
Because
first
my
of all.
voice is kind of messed up.
Yeah? Are you still sick?
I got sick again.
Again?
I know, I got well and then I got sick again.
This is
It's a
bad.
mess. It is.
Because she sings a lot and she's got to be healthy. So, but what about food? What are you gonna get?
Food, I'm thinking, I just get a good old bagel,
Okay.
cheese, Mary and a cookie or something.
Yeah, you sound sensible. I'm getting the egg, bacon, and cheese on a roll. The cholesterol stuff.
That sounds good too.
After church, I went to the East Village to the Drum, where we were going to perform the Broadway Barcata. And fortunately, I only had to bring my guitars, but no amps this time. The entire evening was a huge success, and everybody performed very well. I also felt good about my performance, and I had a lot of fun performing things like Wrecking Ball on acoustic guitar and Katy Perry's song Unconditionally. The last element of my life here in New York is a really important one to me, and that is my own rock band. We're called Portraiture, and I'm the principal songwriter. It's where all of my nervous energy and noisiness ends up. Portraiture is a guitar pop band that's very difficult to categorize. Our shows are very energetic and slightly bizarre, and we love to treat our fans with something different at every show. Our next show will be in Brooklyn at the Trash Bar on March 14th, so see you there. Well, that's it for me. Be sure and stay tuned for Nathan Mickle and Josh Cobb. They're going to show you their
hometowns and their lives. So can't wait to see those guys again, perform with them, and be sure to check us out at theamerican3.com. You can follow us on Twitter at American3, and Facebook, of course. You can find us at The American 3. So we hope to see you soon, and thanks for spending a little time with me. Bye.